Yeah. Welcome to Sage-Based Wisdom. I'm Jana Schmieding.
And I'm Brian Bahe.
And we're podcasting to you from the sacred homelands of the Pasadena chemical spill.
Today, we'll be giving you, our listeners, some advice cultivated indigenously from our backgrounds in car theft
and cat grooming. If you're a frequent listener and want even more of us in your life, well, we want you. Please consider becoming an official Wise Ass member by going to sagebasedwisdom.supercast.com. Brian keeps doing this sound. Brian, God damn it.
Okay, sorry about that. There's
all good.
I have a co-working space and I thought maybe I'd be the only one here today, but
no.
Nope.
Somebody brought their children, it sounds like.
We work?
They sure did. Yeah.
We work?
Cofe. It's the Santa Fe we work.
Kofifi.
Kofifi.
Are you
Okay.
based in Santa?
Hold on, Brian. Let me
yeah.
introduce Jade and we can talk about it on the pod.
Slow down there.
Hold on. We have a special guest today. You may have seen her on her podcast, Jaded, a new podcast out and about in these streets, and or you may have seen her at various conferences, SWIA, native strategic political scenarios. She's an environmental, I want to say an environmental policy strategist. How does that sound? Give it up for Jade Begay.
That sounds great.
Environmental policy strategist? I feel like you're more of a strategist than you're not a politician.
Not a politician. Yeah, definitely.
But you're hoping to be.
Oh God. You know, I have like a little saying with my friends who have worked on campaigns, political campaigns, like we wouldn't wish this on our worst enemy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that sadly though, right? We need like so many people to step up because we have idiots fucking with the audacity. I mean, you guys are in LA, Spencer Pratt, for example. God, biggest eye roll ever.
Couldn't hate him more.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you know, I don't on it, but
I was such a fan of the Hills that I unfortunately do have to vote for him.
No, you don't.
Brian.
No, you don't, because I was also a fan. A fan.
I'm logging off. Goodbye.
No, I'm Team Lauren Conrad.
This is a very anti Spencer Pratt podcast.
Brian is our, resident podcast fuckboy, so he can say shit like that and get away with it. Whereas if I did, I would get canceled. But Jade, like, what is your official, like, you have a very storied career, I think, and like your work is like really, really like vast. It's a huge scope. We even brought some questions about some of our environmental issues that we've been stressing about so that you can give us some advice about how to manage that. But like, what is your expertise, your background, sort of your specialty in life?
My zest or my special sauce.
Yeah.
Well, I think you pretty much nailed whatever the saying is, hit the nail on the head. You nailed it.
Yeah,
Simply put.
baby.
I think just generally I am a strategist. I have, as you were saying, like a career or a path that is very diverse. And when I always get a little anxiety when people ask the question of like, what do you do? And I feel so bad for my parents because like my parents are like, especially my mom is very like in the scene of Santa Fe and kind of a legend here in Santa Fe. And people are always asking her, like, what's Jade up to? And she's like, she's over there. Go talk to her. Like, find out from the source. But yeah, strategy. I really think like I'm an ideas person. Creator blessed me with like a little mind that is just always active and always like trying to problem solve. It's also maybe a little ADHD,
Oh
like,
God, I have been
just like
burdened with the same
OCD-ish.
problem.
But I'm always trying to problem solve. And of course, coming from, my background being Native, being a woman, like all these things, like I've just been, directed to like give that energy to things that matter to me or to my community. And so, funny enough, I started in film and media. So I went to my undergrad was in film with a focus in documentary. And then I kind of took a little pivot during grad school and studied in Boulder. I studied environmentalism and sustainability. And so I kind of meshed those skills during that time of my life and kind of just didn't wind up, but like, got put in the right places, pushed myself through some doors, and ended up working at this like intersection of storytelling, public relations, and environmental campaigns. And then that evolved into getting more politically active. I really give some credit to the Standing Rock movement because I just happened to be one of, the many people who were there, quote unquote, first. Of course, obviously, Standing Rock folks were there to kick it all off, but I was one of the like organizers or people who showed up pretty early on to support. And that kind of launched me into running, um, for the most part, a good portion of the communications machine that was operating on the ground at the time. And then that work and that movement really, like so many, like, I like myself to a certain AOC who just got so inspired by the momentum there. And that moment really propelled me into more advocacy, into more environmental and climate justice fights and work. And then I had to get political because, um, yeah, as we know, these fights are so, being Native, doing working for progress on the climate or environmental justice front, like it you have to get political about it because it is political at the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a lot of it is also just like organizing, like community based, but to move the needle, you have to have these, you have to have your hands in both. They're not separate or siloed from each other. So yeah, worked on political campaigns. Um, and like I said, just going back to my initial point, I love to problem solve. There are a lot of problems out there, and I like applying my passion for story and narrative to the fight because we're not going to get anywhere with like data and facts. We have to bring in like some soul um and yeah, make people's hearts move. So I like, yeah, I like blending all those things together so that we can move the needle a bit.
Cool.
Yeah.
Begay
I
2027
What
is
is
what I'm
even
hearing.
happening in
Begay
2027?
2027.
I'm like,
I think
yeah.
also, isn't that your slogan, Brian? Be gay 2027. Like,
Yeah, 20 hours a day, 27 days a month.
there's a few days off that you get,
I
and a few
love
hours off too.
being somewhere and it's like, be gay, do crimes. And I'm just like, I love, like, it's just like a praise. I love seeing that.
Growing
Truly.
up, Begay, I grew up in Arizona. I would hear Begay all the time. Begay.
I mean, listeners who are
Begay.
It's
not
used a
native
lot.
or not, I guess all natives know, but if you're
Begay is
not
like
native or
the
not Navajo,
very common Navajo last name.
It's
And
like the Smith of, you know,
yeah,
the
I'm a
native
little bit
Navajo
jealous
scene.
that it's not my last name because I'm like, it's just like, it's almost too on brand for me.
Yeah.
but is Bahe
it'd be
also a popular kind of last name? Is
It's
it not?
it's pretty out there. Yeah, it's pretty out there.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's either it's like a popular thing. It's like either Begay or a Yazi.
Yazi for sure.
But you know what? I will say that I'm a humble Begay. I'm not one of those Begays with like a fancy E at the end.
Oh yeah.
A
Too
fancy
much.
E.
Too much.
Right. The silent E.
Silent E. What's that
Any
about?
B-gays out there with a silent E, you better fucking watch your back. Watch your back, you
Watch it.
snooty bitches. Okay, so with all of that said, Jade, we're gonna do some. This is an advice podcast, and none of us are. Well, I'll say Brian and I. Neither of us are really that qualified to give out advice. I mean, we.
Are you
Me
kidding?
more than Bri. Me more than Bri.
You might be
For
one
sure.
of the more qualified guests. You actually have
I think you are. I think
background.
you're kind of you're sort of like a professional. So we are gonna watch an Instagram story
Ooh.
or an Instagram reel that I
Okay.
have chosen from my feed, and we're gonna sort of talk through it and see how we feel about it. Then Brian and I have some questions for you about what we should be doing to I don't know, just be good environmentalists, be good Indians.
Because
and
all Indians are.
That's right. I'm always thriving to be the best Indian. And then we're going to get give some advice to a caller. Okay. So
Love it.
Are you ready to watch an Instagram reel?
Heck yeah.
Let all of your medical bills go to collections, unless they're like small medical bills. Why? This is coming from somebody who is in the medical industry like a lot. Like, I am passed around the medical industry. I have ulcerative colitis, so I have an autoimmune disease. And I've had a lot of bills. About 2.5 years ago, I spent 3 weeks in the hospital. So as you can imagine, I've had quite the array of medical bills. And here's what I can tell you is that they're banking that you're going to be like, sure, put me on that payment plan. But here's what I had to tell Susan in payments is that, I'm sorry, Susie, no matter whether you split that 1, 9, or 19 ways, it's still $1,500. And I'm not going to give you another $1,500 because I already pay $700 a month. So in 2 months, I basically give you what you're asking me to pay. I'm not giving it to you. So I just let all of those bills go to collections. And here's the thing, is that they aren't going to immediately report on you. Like, if it sends to collections, they have to give you time to pay it. They have to give you time to see the notification. So it's not like immediately going to go bad against you. $1,500 bill, guess how much they offered me to clear it? $80. $80. Got another bill, it was going to be for like $3,500, $120. $120 after they were wanting me to pay over $3,000. And this is why I say that none of them have any of our best interests in mind. They're just hoping and praying, literally praying, not like with your hands to God, but like vultures on people who don't have money to pay for this shit, and just banking that they're gonna scare them. Like, you're gonna go into collections. They're gonna be like, oh no, I need to take out this payment plan and give them $1,500. No, you don't. Wait for that shit to go to collections and give them their fucking $80.
She's walking a long time in that video.
Brian always coming with the critique of the actual video itself and never the content.
That whole time she was walking, and I'm like, damn.
It's walking. It's too windy.
That long walk from the car to the front door.
Like,
She had a
where
lot
was
to
she
say.
going?
Yeah.
She was going home from her
she's
job as a medical professional of some kind.
Wait, did she
Oh.
say she was a medical professional? I missed
I
that.
didn't get that part.
I think she was saying she works in the medical industry. I don't know what
Industry?
that means,
What
but
does that mean? That's so vague.
she also is, you know, immunocompromised and, you know, has, you know, medical issues like we all do. Like we
Here's
all
what
do.
here's what
We
I
all
will
do.
say is starting out doing open mic comedy in New York City, you are surrounded by dirtbags who are kind of broke, and you would hear all these stories. Like a lot of times, like you kind of see the same people over and over again. You kind of like get their whole life story, and a lot of them are like, yeah, I like have a lot of medical whatever. They never paid it. And then eventually down the line, they get like something in the mail that's like, look, you haven't paid this bill, so we're just going to offer you something like a cheaper thing.
Hmm.
So with that in my mind, when I did get hit by a car while riding my bike, and I had to
When
get
was that?
in New York City,
Uh-huh.
and
Classic.
I was not wearing a helmet, which I regret.
Brian.
Brian.
Oh my God.
I had to get
Wear a
ambulanced.
helmet.
And
You
please,
had to get
please wear a
ambulanced?
helmet. I had to get ambulanced to one of the worst hospitals in Brooklyn, and I just like was there for like hours. They x-rayed me and all that shit. And I'm pretty sure at the time I was like working part-time. I did not have insurance.
You were Uber. You're
And
driving Uber or not even. Uber
not
Eats.
even. I was doing Uber delivery, DoorDash or whatever. And I don't remember what the bill situation was. I don't know if I even saw a bill, but I do
Yeah.
remember I did not pay anything really.
Wow.
And yeah, I don't know how that works out, but
I feel like you
think,
maybe just like scampered out before they knew.
oh, I ran.
Yeah, like they couldn't even issue a bill of any kind because you were just like sneaking out with your concussed asshead. You're like bleeding out of an ear and you just like sort of crawled out of the hospital to evade that bill.
It was the longest hospital experience of my life. And I grew up going to, Phoenix Indian Medical Center, which is
Shout out.
shout out.
Shout out
out.
Phoenix Indian Medical Center.
Oh God.
Uh,
I had a grandma that lived in Phoenix, and the hours and hours spent bleeding with
Hours.
her.
That
Days
waiting room,
probably.
though,
Days
the waiting
probably
room was
passed
like
by.
basically a family reunion anytime you would go. You would just be like waving to everybody there.
Also, like, were you there for 4 hours or like 4 days? You just lived off of corn chips and
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
What is time?
yeah. Well, my advice.
Go ahead, Jade.
I mean, of
Hit
course,
us.
like with an emergency, you should only be so blessed as Brian to just somehow fly
Sneak
under
right
the
out.
radar. Love that for you. But
love that privilege for you, Bri. Love that.
Everyone needs to be
what privilege was
sneakier.
that?
Yeah, everybody be
Invisibility
sneakier.
You're just like, I'm just gonna walk away.
I mean,
No
like,
one
what's
else will
supposed to
see.
happen? It's like, are they like trying to swipe your credit card when you leave? Like, how is it supposed to work?
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't
They
know
take
because
your
I've
information and they take your like social. They take every bit of information to find you.
and then they hunt you down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you get something in the mail.
Okay. So yeah, emergencies, that's difficult, especially if you're uninsured. I mean, as she was saying, also being insured is a scam right now too. It's like I know, we're all paying like insane if we're even doing that. A lot of people are opting out and just kind of riding the
folks
wave,
are opting
raw
out
dogging
now.
life.
Yeah. I don't
But I have, for preventative, I have advice. So
Great.
earlier this year, I did medical tourism.
Ooh, okay, now
Whoa.
let's get into it.
What is that exactly?
I can't recommend enough. Medical tourism is, okay, so it's what I did. So I went on a trip. Jana were ships in the night in Japan. Really rude of
which is
Jana,
where
not
I
to
got my
coordinate with me.
which is where I got my BBL, Japan. I also did medical tourism, got a BBL. I made my ass flatter, but fatter on top of the ass.
Oh,
Whoa.
amazing.
Flatter
Yeah.
but fatter on top. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I was there, but then I planned an add-on. So I went to Seoul, South Korea, and I did a full body MRI and a brain scan. So preventative, totally preventative. You know, it was really amazing. I can't,
Did
like
they
I said,
find
What if
anything?
what if
And
they
what? Yeah,
found
how
just
much
like
did it
a
cost?
knife
well,
inside?
that was, yes. Okay. So cost, I think in total was around $1,200, which is insane. Like, okay, in the United States, we can't access that. You have to have, if you're insured or if you want to go through insurance, you would have to have a condition or something would have to like prompt them to recommend that for you, right? To like send those orders for you to have any of those kinds of scans. You can't just like go to your like, internal medicine doctor and be like, hey, I want to do this, like,
Mhm.
just next week or whenever. Um, and and then if you wanted to do it in the US, just out of pocket, there are services like Prenovo, which you've probably seen like all over your phone. All these celebrities are, I think Kim Kardashian, I think actually
Mm-hmm.
Taika
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
did ads for these companies.
Uh-huh.
And just like, just like insurance, just like the medical industry, I think Prenovo, at one point I was considering it because I'm low key hypochondriac and I was like, I just want to know what's going on so I can plan, you know? Um,
Uh-huh.
but I think just like the medical industry, Prenovo is capitalizing on the market. So they're charging for those scans that I got in Seoul, they're charging like upwards of like $5,000, 6,000. So still really steep, not
Yeah.
accessible. Um, yeah, it was
Now, is
5
that
times less in Seoul, right?
is
Just
that
about.
because of the exchange rate, or is it because it's of the exchange rate and it's actually like less expensive there to go to the doctor? And
So
do they have an insurance system too, or is it just like no, everybody pays out of pocket and it's fine?
so what I learned about the actual medical system is like your work pays for all your stuff, or that's sort of what I understood. I talked to one of the nurses and I was like, so how does it work here for people that live here? And she's like, oh, well, cause it was like not crazy busy, but there was like a good amount of like people in that center. And so I was like, well, yeah, are all these people like from here or are they, visitors like me? She's like, no, these are all people that live in Seoul and their work pays for all their stuff. So that's amazing.
Interesting.
Huh.
Or it seems
So it's
like
just
there's
less
like,
expensive.
and then to your question, it's just less expensive. Like they have better technology, they have better systems, their countries are healthier, so they're just less strained. So it's like a whole like systemic thing because there's less of a demand, therefore they can like afford to, make these services less expensive. But this is why medical tourism exists, not
Right.
just in Korea, South Korea. I think Turkey is a
Turkey.
very popular place to
Mexico. I
go.
know people who are going to Mexico for their
Mexico.
dental work.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to take my dad down soon. For like a full,
Veneers.
A full
redo on,
grill.
yeah, full grill. But I, Brian, as you were saying, like similarly, I grew up in IHS and I was just like, damn, like this was so just a game changer. Like I was like, I spent 5 times less doing it in Seoul, then, you factor in like travel and all of that stuff. It still costs less than
Totally.
doing it in the United States. And now I have like a full roadmap to your other question though, Jana, like when we were all done and when the doctor sat me down, I was like ready to review. I forgot that like they were going to tell me then and there some of the initial findings. And I was like, oh shit, like what if they tell me I have like
You
a
have
brain tumor
full-blown
or
body cancer.
cancer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Your
like, I'm
whole
all
body is just
alone.
riddled with it.
Like,
Yeah, oh God.
I was all alone. And, you know, that point in the day in Seoul, everyone's asleep in the US. So even if I tried calling my partner
Jesus.
or my parents, like they're asleep. And I was just like, oh, I did not think about this part. So
Didn't think this through. The
factor that in,
results.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. Results.
But luckily we didn't find anything super bad or super scary. We just found stuff that, yeah, as someone like in their mid 30s, like now I can work on those things, and now I just have a roadmap for the next, you know, few years. Of course, you have to check on stuff, but um highly recommend. Like
Interesting.
kids, start saving up.
Yeah.
ditch
Yeah.
the system here, go be a medical tourist and see a
Yeah.
fun
I'm on
place while
board.
you're at it.
I think I'm gonna start to plan that for my sort
How
of
do you-
first facelift.
When you
Mhm.
were going, like how did you know where to go? How did you know that like they were reliable? Are you using
Wait,
like
let me
Google
guess.
review?
Did you use TikTok and or Instagram? The
Both,
socials.
absolutely. I went TikTok more so. I went down a rabbit hole. I was like,
Yeah, baby.
Christmas break, I was like deep in the trenches of TikTok research. And yeah, it was my first time to Seoul, so I didn't really have anything to go off of. I purely went off of like social media recommendations and
Even for the
stories.
medical places?
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. The one
They
I went
drop
to,
the names of their doctors like in their
Yeah.
For some
TikToks.
reason, I like
it's a whole thing, right?
You don't trust it.
I don't trust it. Everything's
Okay,
an
here's the
ad.
thing. That experience was the best like medical health experience. It felt like a spa. They put me in some like comfy jammies. They kept giving me yummy teas.
Mm.
After, because like MRIs are like if you've ever done one, you're in this like
Yeah.
very small space for like, you know, 40
Did
minutes.
you get one, Bri? Did you get one when you got hit by a car on your bike? They give you a brain scan?
I think
Question,
they did,
this is
actually.
asking for a friend based
I
on your personality now.
Yeah.
I think they did. I think
Couldn't
they did.
quite
No, I think
recall,
it was
though.
just a
Yeah.
I think it was just an X-ray. I think they just X-rayed
Yeah.
me. I don't think they did full brain scan.
Right.
Damn.
They were
This
like,
hospital was not
"Oh."
equipped for that.
Yeah. That's the other thing about, you know, the US system is our shit is fucking outdated, dog. Like we are in the dredges out here. The bottom of the goddamn health barrel.
Ugh,
I have to charge.
so
I'll be right
bad.
back.
Charge, okay.
We are at the bottom of the barrel. I mean, that was the other thing. Like it felt like a luxury spa experience. It didn't feel like going to
Yeah.
the doctor. And they were so quick. Like as when me and Brian were joking about IHS, like, yeah, we've spent, you know, hours, days in the waiting room.
Totally.
I want to say this took like, and they didn't just do the brain scan and the MRI. They did hearing, eyes, like it was a full blown, you know, medical exam, and it took like 2 or 3 hours. They were just like boom, 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 boom. And they're so nice, so efficient. Um, and then yeah, like I was saying, when I was done with the MRI, because I was a little like, ooh, a little woozy, they like sat me down in this nice, calm room and put like a little like warm eye mask on my eyes.
Oh my God. The
And then
US could never.
And then one of the women like gave me a nice little like head rub.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Kid you not.
This is fucking weird, okay? This is so far away from the US system that it really hits home to hear about medical tourism, because it almost feels like I mean, it doesn't feel like it is. When we go to the doctor in the States, it's abusive. A lot of
Yeah.
people get abused by their medical professionals. They're like told shitty information. I have definitely been verbally abused by
Oh
a
my
doctor
God, yes.
before for being like fat, and like they
Ugh.
don't fucking take care of me at all. Anytime I go to the doctor, the first thing they always bring up is you got to lose weight. You got to lose weight. And I'm
Ugh.
like, baby, I got a sinus infection. I need
Yeah.
antibiotics.
Yeah.
No.
It's
I've
so
had people
annoying.
be racist. Like
Yeah, racism.
I've had
Fuck.
dentists like while I'm in the chair, like at the dentist with like contraptions in my mouth, like this guy telling me racist shit about like how the tribes don't like take care of their people and they shouldn't be vaccinating their people. I'm just like, this is
Insane.
a
That's
weird
wild.
racist power
Yeah,
thing that you're making me so uncomfortable. I gotta leave.
truly.
Yeah,
But
I
that
hate
was not
that.
the case there.
Okay.
So nice. So nice.
Okay,
So gentle.
Jade is giving medical tourism. Bri, what's
I might
your
switch
feedback?
careers and just plan these for people. Let
Oh
me
my
know.
God, concierge?
Yeah. Like
Medical
a
tourist
travel
concierge?
agent for medical tourism.
Yeah,
Fuck
you know what
yeah.
actually could be interesting is a medical. Wait, is this what you just said? A medical
Concierge.
I was
Yeah,
thinking like
travel
travel
agent.
agent,
That's
but
what I
Yeah.
just said.
okay.
Brian,
Wait, that's such a good
Charge
idea.
break.
It's such a good idea.
that you just created, Bri.
No. I'm saying, Jade, you need to start this business because it is actually needed.
Really? Would you guys
Yeah.
hire me? Want to be my
Yes.
first client?
I would because I have a lot of cosmetic work that I want to get done, but I don't want to pay the money that I have to in the States.
Well,
Yeah, same.
no. Yeah. Also, like, yeah, the technology piece, like, definitely in the medical space, they have like better equipment and better, faster technology. But for the like cosmetic stuff, because I also obviously did Korean skin stuff.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that was amazing.
Oh,
Can't
hell
recommend
yeah.
enough. What do you want to do, Jana?
What don't I want to do?
Okay.
I sort of want a whole. I want to do like a lower
You want to be
facelift.
snapped.
I want to be snatched as fuck.
Mm.
I don't necessarily need my like body to be snatched. I
Mm.
don't need anything to be super snatched. I just want to feel, now that I'm in my mid 40s, I'm sort of like I just want to like feel youthful and glowy.
Yeah. You want to have
Wet.
a glow. You want to
Wet.
maybe some, what do they call it? Like radiance.
Yeah. I want them to do a lower facelift so that I don't have little jowls, but I also
Yeah.
like right here, see these little guys right under my lips.
Okay.
It's sort of making it look like I'm frowning all the time. Like,
Oh, I see. Oh.
So I want to do a this,
This
a
is
sort of a
crazy.
this. Look, it's a smile.
Sure.
Now it's a smile.
Just
okay, wait.
You want to be smiling all the time.
I want to be smiling all the time, perma smile. But Bri, I have to ask you this question. Brian, are you pro don't pay the bills? Just like
Absolutely.
who cares about
it evens out in the end.
collections?
It evens out in the end. I think scientifically, it's proven that if you don't pay for like long enough, they are like somebody calls you and they're like, look, you haven't
Yeah, what
paid.
is the threat behind collections that they're gonna like repossess things that you own? Is that like ultimately at the end of the game? Are they
Maybe
like,
that's why I was
now
so
we're gonna
fearless
take
because
your
I'm like, I
car?
literally have nothing.
Exactly. Poor people
Nothing
have
to
nothing.
lose.
Nothing to
You're
lose,
like, come
baby.
at me, bro.
Yeah.
Truly, I dare you to try to repossess my fucking beads.
Want my
That's all I
podcast
have.
mic?
I'm
Yeah.
living in a room with literally no windows. Like
I'm even renting this
come for me.
iPhone. This very phone, it was not fully paid off. Like nothing I own is owned.
Wait,
Yeah, I
Jana,
kind
this
of-
was off
yeah.
of your feed. Your
Yes.
algorithm.
Yes, all of the
Interesting.
algorithms lately have been my feed because Brian refuses to do any work for the pod.
What are you talking about?
I'm just kidding, Brian. Brian's on vacay in Palm Springs. There's only one person holding this show down. I had it in my feed, and I actually, when I was on TikTok, I'm no longer on TikTok, unfortunately, but when I was, I got a lot of medical tourism stuff.
Oh,
And I
interesting.
have two friends, Bridget and Mars, shout out, who both friends of the pod, who the three of us are kind of, our text chain is like basically, where are we going to get our work done?
Well,
and
do
I
you
feel
need
the
a
same
travel
way.
agent or not?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Okay,
And we do.
okay.
We do.
Great.
I'm telling you,
yeah.
this,
If you could just,
you're
like,
gonna blow up.
Yeah, if you find a hotel that's like near the place,
Yep.
you're like, this is a perfect meal. Like, these are good restaurants that help
Oh.
you during
Also,
recovery.
The
whole
Native American of it
experience.
all, like being a Native person who's booking medical tourism, honey, the way that white people will flock to your services.
I think
Yeah.
it's like, also, I think it's like resistance for us
Yeah.
to like be like, peace out. I'm going to go get like healthcare somewhere else.
Yeah. Fuck you, colonizers. I'm going to
Be-
go colonize somebody else's healthcare system.
Be gay, vacay.
Oh,
That's the business card.
wow.
Be gay, vacay.
Yes.
Wow, Brian.
Here to help
Okay.
you with all your medical
Talk about an
tourist
ideas person.
needs. I'm actually on board now.
Love it.
I'm running
It might
comms.
like only attract like a niche audience, but
I actually don't
I'm
think
here
it
for
is.
that. I'm here for just booking for the gays and the queers because they're more fun.
Yep.
Yeah, and that honestly is kind of like the key demo, I feel like.
I think that is the key demo.
It is.
Actually.
It is. They have a lot of like income to throw at travel and,
Yeah.
procedures. I do think that we need to sort of we need to get almost like a tour, like a big tour, like get all of our elders in our community and be like, hey guys, we're going to Seoul, South Korea to get all of your bodies checked in one sitting. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna do it together. We're just gonna everybody's gonna get their scans. You're gonna know what you need. We're gonna go back in a better place.
You're getting double D's and you're gonna get scanned.
Grandma, you're getting double D's, babe. What you've always wanted, to carry around a couple of big fat jugs.
And Grandpa, we're adding 4 inches to your dick.
No. Can you do that? Oh my god.
I think it is.
That is something that South Korea does specialize in. How do you do that?
Okay.
You actually have to like graft skin. Oh my god.
I have no idea, but I think weren't you the one talking about it? I feel like somebody was talking about it.
No, we were talking about peacocks.
Okay, real quick about the double D's though. I think the new trend is boob reductions.
Oh, I got one.
You did.
These old girls, these are not. They look huge, but they are not what they used to be. And I got the pictures to show it. Couldn't be more delighted.
Or are you sad about that?
No.
Okay.
No, I've wanted it since I was like 18 years old. And I finally just I was like, I'm gonna pay out of pocket. It's anywhere from like 15. It's roughly like 15 grand out of pocket. It can be more, but when I went in to get my breast reduction, instead of going to a cosmetic surgeon, I went to a like breast reconstruction thing through my insurance, and she told me, and here's a hot tip, some sage ass wisdom for those big tittied, heavy knockered folks out there. They will insure your breast reduction if you take out enough. If you take out a fucking ton of your boob. There's like an amount that is like medically, this this is now a medical procedure. It's no longer cosmetic. Like so if they take a lot of tissue out of your breast, and it's not fat. It's not just like liposuction. It's like the actual breast tissue is dense, and it's heavy. And when they take that out, it's it can be insured. That's the T.
Okay.
But if you're gonna have to pay out of pocket, go abroad. Go abroad. Don't do it in the States. It's too much money worth your whole life of happiness to not be like lugging around 2 sandbags.
Well,
on the front
and
of
I
your
think
body.
if enough of us like start going out of the country to do like basic shit like what I did, which is yeah, it's preventative. Like sure it sounds bougie, but like it's also just like okay, cool. Now I know like what's happening in my body. I have agency over like what to do next. And I have information, and aren't we all like don't we all have the right to have information about our own damn bodies? But
Yes.
I think if enough of us start doing this, then maybe that'll like rattle the US system enough where they're like, oh, no one's buying insurance. They're just hiring Begay and associates. What was
They only respond to
Begay Vacay.
Yeah.
They only
Begay
respond to my
Vacay.
emails after 10 p.m. for some reason.
They
Between the
just
hours of
keep
10 p.m. and 4 a.m.
the industry, the medical tourism industry is booming. We got to change something. Finally, maybe then we will see some actual healthcare policy that works for us. You know, who knows?
And I think
we
from
got
what
to
I've
try it. I
heard,
think we got to try it.
yeah, from what I've heard, this could be part of a bigger resistance movement, because I've heard that even some doctors are starting to stop carrying like insurance in their practice. Like they're like, we don't use insurance anymore. Like everything is out of pocket. Like they are even bucking the system so that insurance, like the more that actual medical professionals stop accepting insurance, then insurance is like, it kind of becomes fucked in the end, you know, eventually. But it takes like everybody to get on board with not using the system. It's a lot.
It's a lot to unpack.
Do we doing a call as well?
Yes, we are. We are going to do a call.
We got really deep in the medical stuff.
There was a lot of meat on that bone. I did not realize
that really set off the comments from us.
It did. But right now we are going to listen to a caller that is asking for some advice from us.
Let's hear it.
Hi, Brian and Jana. Long time, first time. I love your show. I'm a white person living in Virginia. I just moved here from Wisconsin
Shout out.
to move into my sister's house with my kid and with her kids, and it's great. Anyway, one thing about me and my sister is we love to smoke weed and eat gummies and take all the THC all the ways we can. So does my brother-in-law, who I live with too. I would say we're generally responsible. Like one of us would be able to handle an emergency, but you know, it's just like the best. And I'm calling to ask about that because Jana, like you are one of the women who I like have heard talk openly about liking to smoke weed. And I'm always like, thank God. Like I don't know. I just like feel like it's such a net benefit in my life. But then I also have some like worry, guilt, shame about like, am I like, you know, is my daughter going to grow up and realize her mom was like stoned half her childhood? Like, I don't know. And maybe that doesn't matter. And I'm just, one thing is I stopped smoking like joints and, sorry, I'm actually stoned now because I'm in the wood fire.
And that's the end.
Interesting. I like
knew
her
she was
vibe.
stoned.
Yeah, she was stoned and she couldn't finish the thought. She's it sounds like she's moving away from joints and into I don't know what, maybe
Blunts?
vaping, maybe hopefully not going toward the blunts, but moving away
Hopefully
from the
anything but dabs.
God, truly.
Remember that era? That was
I mean,
bad.
I still don't understand
I could
what
never.
it
I could
is.
never.
I just know people would like. I just saw videos of people just like exhaling a ton of smoke, and I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
was
it's just a different way of smoking and a different substance that
highly
is
concentrated.
really concentrated. Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's for the heavy, not the faint of heart smoker.
Yeah.
And I am a faint of heart smoker. I smoke pretty low dose weed. But I love that this caller sort of was like, I mean, I guess I don't think about it that often because I know a lot of women who smoke weed, and this is California, so it's definitely like everybody smokes weed in California. It's almost weird if you don't, Brian. But like I think
I don't
for
smoke
her to
weed.
say like you're a woman who smokes weed and talks about it openly, like I'm like, is there like a lady pothead erasure happening? I don't know.
That's
I
what
think
I
pothead.
thought. I was like, it's 2026. Aren't we all like
Aren't we all blazing?
smoking or drinking or whatever we're doing?
Right. I feel like
openly?
stoner culture across the board has kind of. I don't see it anymore. You don't see like those. I feel like in high school there would always be like the stoners. But then in adulthood, then
I
I don't
guess
really
it
see them.
is not as visible, but I feel like it's like, and again, I also live in a bubble, Santa Fe. Everyone's either smoking weed, microdosing shrooms, like
Microdosing shrooms, right?
yeah, I feel like at this point, like weed is just so, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's okay. And
Yeah.
now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, like the like hush hush thing is like if you're microdosing like ketamine for therapy or something.
Right. Or if you're just gay. That seems like also the vibe is like, oh, I'm a gay man who sort of microdoses ketamine
For sure.
Yeah.
on the weekends. And I want to say,
And I think drinking is actually the more stigmatized
drinking is
thing.
on the outs. Drinking is on the outs, and you know, I love a cocktail here and there. But since I've started smoking more weed in the last couple years, I have slowed my drinking down a lot. And to this caller who is saying, is my daughter gonna like be raised with like a stoner mom, you know, like that stigma? That girl, that shit is from the old days, okay? Wouldn't you rather your child think, oh, you were a stoner when you raised me than a alcoholic?
I don't know. I think both are equally as damaging. I think that like
no.
Well, yes, if
Bri.
you're an abuser of it, but it doesn't sound like she's abusing it. It sounds like they dabble, and I would say like obviously like not in front of the child and
that was
like
when
not
she was like
blowing smoke into the child's
I am
face,
curious
like-
how old this child is. There is something to like I do think you need to be a little present. I think maybe just hold off smoking until like after dinner.
I'm
And
assuming
then
that's what
But
they talk
wait,
about. But they did say there's always one person who's
But I want to
Yeah.
interrogate
responsible.
that. Why does smoking make you not present? What if it helps you be present?
It helps me be present.
that's a good question. I don't know. Does it help you be present?
Sometimes if it's a social situation, it does help me sort of relax into just being like chilled and not like I really, you know what I fight with my weed is it helps me combat a lot of people pleasing tendencies that I have, like highly anxious, really like observing the space, absorbing the energy of a space, like really being like, what's going on? Is everybody pleased? Is everybody comfortable? Is everything okay? Like it helps curb that part of my brain that is like always like putting other people's shit before my own. And it's sort of just like, I'm like, okay, everything's fine, whatever. So in that way, it does help me be more of an authentic version of being present. But I don't know. There's also a total dissociative point to me, like
Yeah.
the ability to just relax and like not have to live in a constant state of existential dread. And you know,
Yeah.
I am also in my bad girl era. It's sort of like fuck it, like we gotta just like YOLO at this point. You know what I'm saying, Jade?
Yeah.
High five. I'm right there.
I
Villain
guess
era, bad girl era. I don't give a fuck.
Yes. Fuck it.
I guess ultimately it doesn't matter. You
It
got
doesn't. I mean,
you got to do what you got to do, and the only way we'll figure out how this affects a child's life is when they grow up to be adults.
yeah.
Well,
And it's like even no matter what, like if you're a parent who smokes weed or just a parent who's a parent doing whatever, it's the impact is always going to be there no matter what. And
Yeah,
the
you
impact
are
will be
gonna fuck up
negative.
your kids
Yeah.
no matter what.
For sure.
I mean, I grew up with two parents who were
Which is a good point.
super anti booze, anti cigarettes, anti drug. Like they were like, you are not even allowed to go to a party. Like we don't want to fucking, we do not allow it, you know. And so I was like scared of that shit. I was scared of being a bad girl and like doing shit like that. And that's what drove me into becoming a stoner, because I was just like so curious, and also like weed just feels good to me. It's like kind of the drug that, I mean, listen, I'm on a lot of prescription drugs for my panic disorder, but I also, it just vibes. It
Yeah.
just vibes with me.
Yeah. I mean, I don't smoke as much as I did when I was younger, but like I'm fine.
Yeah.
Many, many years of smoking as a, you know, even in high school, and we were still getting I got good grades all the way through, and
Same.
yeah, I was fine.
High functioning
And
pothead.
we were all fine. We all made it. And I was aware of my parents smoking. Like, I think I became aware of it like when I was maybe 17, 18. Didn't
Okay.
distort my
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Begay.
my mom and my dad are pretty chill. And yeah, they weren't like your parents, Jana. They were really
No.
like,
Well,
you
let me
have
say
to,
this.
yeah.
My parents, who were young, very young parents, strict as fuck about that shit. And then once we all graduated and we're out of the house,
They lined up.
now who's the big stoner in the
Okay,
family?
this is what
Okay.
I'm talking about.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's not me.
So
I did sort of open the
resonates.
door. You know, I was sort of the what do you call it when it's like the entrance drug?
Gateway.
The gateway. I was the gateway into their current potheadedness.
I love a journey.
Yeah.
And I
But
love that journey for them.
it never skewed my it never skewed my, view of them as parents. And I will say, like, my partner right now, he's very, to your kind of belief system, Brian, he's very like, I want to like know nothing in the house with my kid, and he like is very present in that way, and that's respectable too. Like, but I just don't think, like, I think we know enough about weed at this point where it's like, take a gummy if that's what you need to
Right.
do to get through this like torturous day with like all the kids. I don't know, like, people got a lot going on. There's a lot of shit happening in this world. Like, take the gummy. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Take the gummy, girl. I don't know how
It's
people are having
fine.
kids out in this land. I truly, I don't know how people are raw dogging it. My boyfriend is kind of raw dogging it, and I'm like, dude, how and why?
Oh my god. No, bad girl era. Like, let's just lift that
Yes.
up for a minute. Like, I'm just like,
Interesting.
we have to
Yes.
YOLO.
We
Shit
really
is not
do.
okay right now.
I think you're
Like,
so right about that.
we need
We
to be
really
bad
do.
girls. We need to be whimsical. We need to be whimsical bad girls.
I agree.
That's it.
I agree. I aspire to be
Embrace
like
it.
Brian Bahe whimsical bad girl.
I try my best every day.
You're doing so
It
good,
does
Brian.
backfire on me
What's the
sometimes.
last
Of course,
bad
but,
girl
like,
whimsical
okay.
thing you did, Brian?
Like, what do you mean?
He did
It's
a
up for
full ketamine
interpretation.
orgy last night, Jade. He's in Palm Springs this weekend,
What do you think?
staying in a house. Nobody knows where he is. He's completely off the
With no
grid.
windows, apparently.
Yeah, he's just sucking and fucking his way through Palm Springs
Oh,
the entire weekend. Jade, before we go, we're going to have you talk a little bit more on the other side of this podcast with our wise asses. Those are our special subscribers. If you're a wise ass, if you're not a wise ass member, you're missing out. You got to sign up and become a wise ass. But do you have anything that you would like to plug to our listeners and where they can watch your podcast or listen to it?
Yes, let me just do this little.
Oh my God, Brian, we need merch.
All right.
Yeah.
Not the cutest, like
That's
this with
so
the
cool.
headphones.
That's cool.
But all right, yeah. Jaded is out on all the podcast streaming platforms, and we wrapped up our first round of episodes a little while ago, but we're gonna start kicking the next round up. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Stay tuned for fun merch. We love I think this is a nod to the bad girl whimsical
Yes.
era. We all just need to embrace our jadedness.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm Jade Begay, formerly Jade the Mighty on Instagram.
Formerly
Wow.
Jade the Mighty, soon to be Jade Begay, health
Vacay.
Vacay.
That should just
Bri?
be my like when I'm my auto response for when I'm out of office.
Yes.
Begay Vacay.
Yes.
No
Begay Vacay.
other, no explanation.
Yep. Bri, do you have anything coming up in June that you want people to check out?
No, I'm available to be booked. So if you have a stand-up
As-
show, book me on it.
As per usual, Bri is available to be booked. And so am I. Folks, thanks for tuning in. If any of our advice, helped you in any way, great. But if not, we will not be issuing refunds. So sorry.
If you or anyone you know want advice or just wants to chat or has a question, please reach out to us. The contact info is in the show description.
As always, we love you to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to us. And again, support our work by becoming an official wise ass by going to sagebasedwisdom.supercast.com. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Hagone.
Hagone.